What can we all learn from all of you about how you deal with the haters?
I would like to say something that I think people need to know more than how I deal with haters. I have some remarks I would like to give.
Please.
I will speak later today, so I just want to take this opportunity to once again remind everyone of our current situation. In Chapter 2 on page 108 in the SR 1.5 IPCC report, they came out in 2018, it says that if we are to have a 67% chance of limiting the global average temperature rise to below 1.5 degrees Celsius, we had on January 1st, 2018, about 420 gigatons of CO2 left to emit in that budget. And of course that number is much lower today, as we emit about 42 gigatons of CO2 every year, including land use. With today's emissions levels, that remaining budget is gone within less than 8 years. These numbers aren't anyone's opinions or political views. This is the current best available science. Though many scientists suggest these figures are too moderate, these are the ones that have been accepted through the IPCC. And please note that these figures are global and therefore do not say anything about the aspect of equity, which is absolutely necessary to make the Paris Agreement work on a global scale. And that means that richer countries need to get down to zero emissions much faster, and then help poorer countries do the same, so that people in less fortunate parts of the world can raise their living standards. And these numbers also don't include most feedback loops, non-linear tipping points, nor additional warming hidden by toxic air pollution. Most models, however, assume that future generations will, however, will somehow be able to suck hundreds of billions of tons of CO2 out of the air with technologies that do not exist today in the scale required, and perhaps never will. The approximate 67% chance is the one with the highest odds given by the IPCC, and now we have less than 340 gigatons of CO2 left to emit in that budget to share fairly. And why is it so important to stay below 1.5 degrees Celsius? Because even at 1 degree, people are dying from climate change. Because that is what the United Science calls for, to avoid destabilizing the climate so that we have the best possible chance to avoid setting off irreversible chain reactions. Every fraction of a degree matters. Since last summer, I've been repeating these numbers over and over again in almost every speech. But honestly, I don't think I have once seen any media outlet or person in power communicated this and what it means. I know you don't want to report about this. I know you don't want to talk about this. But I assure you I will continue to repeat these numbers until you do.